So we have so much to talk about in so little time. We're going to have a power run with tonight's episode, whatever, relative time episode. What's up, guys? I'm James. You're listening to Cinema Shat, the podcast brought to you every Thursday, and I'm joined in the studio with
John
and Jash.
So
Power
welcome.
Run. Dun, 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 dun. Bam, we gotta do it fast tonight, boys, so we don't get a really fast intro. Bye.
Yeah, done. Get the fuck out of the way. Next. Okay, so we watched two movies tonight for Shit Show Showdown this week. Rachel and I got to pick. Rachel picked Legend, a Ridley Scott film from 1985.
Correct.
And it stars Tom Cruise, Tim Curry, and I forget the actress name, but she was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
The girlfriend. In
Yeah, the
Ferris
girlfriend.
Bueller.
And then I chose The Shadow, starring Alec Baldwin, Ian McKellen, and also Tim Curry.
And Peter Boyle.
And Peter Boyle. Yes, thank you.
So
Yeah,
it
he was the
Tim Curry
captain.
night.
Yeah, it was an accidental Tim Curry night.
Accidental Tim Curry.
Man,
But honestly,
how many times have we had those?
Never.
More than I can recall.
Right.
Right, straight up.
I'm saying, but can an accidental Tim Curry really be considered an accident? Because deep down, we all just want to watch Tim Curry.
Dude,
Correct.
I mean, before we jump into it, we all spoke about our absolute love. Sorry. I was trying to find the words for this great film, and that is Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now, we didn't watch that tonight, but we all were in unison as saying,
film.
Yeah.
great film, what a performance, Tim Curry.
It deserves its cult status.
Yeah, he absolutely does. And if you look at pictures of him now, which do not go Google pictures of Tim Curry now,
Yeah, Bing those.
your
Google-
heart will be broken,
Google-
trust me.
Here, instead, Google pictures of Nigel Thornberry's head put on different bodies, like Ariel from The Little Mermaid and different things like
I've
that.
seen those. Yeah.
Look at those.
His
Those
Adam's
are great.
apple on Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Okay. All right, so let's jump into our first film, which we'll speak lovingly about Tim Curry, and that is Legend. So let's jump into it. Who wants to do a quick rundown? Since I chose The Shadow, I'll do a rundown of that. So who wants to do a rundown of this? Either one of you. Rock, paper, scissors. Fuck
Sure,
it, Josh.
Let's do it. Oh.
Yeah, I selected
How
you.
about one round? Of
One round, rock, paper,
just 'cause
scissors.
It's fun. Okay.
I'm telling you guys. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors. No, hold on.
Sorry. On shoot.
It's shoot.
Gotcha.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'm getting licked by the dog.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You picked scissors every
Yeah,
single
every time.
we
He
played
really
rock,
does.
paper, scissors.
He did it last week whenever it was like, who goes first? And y'all did best 3 out of 5, and Josh went scissors both times. To be fair,
To be fair,
you chose rock both times.
well,
and just now.
because I just saw him pick scissors the last 2 times, and then when I saw him pick scissors on the
You
quick
remembered.
one, I just
You
assumed,
remembered.
yeah.
You remembered. Okay,
Remembered.
sorry. So you tell us about this
I was
fantasy
being
tale.
tactical.
John, speed run. Go.
All right, Tom Cruise, bad teeth.
Great. More. Go.
Actors terrible.
Actor's terrible. No, Tim Curry.
Actress
Terrible.
Leading
Well,
actress.
misguided, maybe.
Okay.
Keep going. I'm waving my arms. And
Okay, Tim Curry, Demon Man, Big Red. Oh wait,
phenomenal.
no, yeah,
Gorgeous.
yeah, fantastic. Sorry, no,
what's the plot?
no, she did a little better. I was thinking of the one from the Phantom. Sorry.
oh, yeah.
the-
From the
the
Shadow.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Know that actress.
Yeah, no,
Outta
no,
here.
I was talking. Yeah, 'cause she actually put on a pretty good performance when she was going back and forth.
Right.
But yeah,
Tom Cruise. Bad
Okay.
teeth, fantasy world.
so they're in a fantasy world, amazing sets. It snows a lot, and she wants to go touch a unicorn. Touches the unicorn, but the goblins are there to kill the unicorn.
Mhm.
Goblins work for Tim Curry. Tim Curry is Satan Man.
The Dark Lord.
Yeah. And then she touches the unicorn. As she does that, they poison the unicorn, and I think one of the goblin kills one of the unicorns. The other unicorn gets away. It gets kind of snowy,
Yeah,
and
because the unicorn's dead.
because the unicorn's dead.
Yeah.
And then
It's the world
they have
freezing
to-
over.
Yeah,
It's-
and then
sorry, I didn't mean to.
and then
spike.
there's a bunch of like very tiny, like dwarven people that
Mhm.
help them, and they're protecting the other unicorn.
Yeah, remember the Hobbit?
Yeah, and yeah, they're just protecting unicorns the whole time, and then they go to the Dark Lord's lair, and because he captures the unicorn and lady,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. and Lady,
Mr. and Lady.
punchy.
Okay.
And then
He wants to wed her.
yeah, he wants to wed her, with a very fucking cool scene where he comes out of the mirror.
God. Yes, guys,
Yeah.
go to our Instagram so you can catch a glimpse of that. I posted it up for us
Yeah, it's
at
on
Alien Art School. Whatever.
Yeah, it's the Alien Art School Instagram. Alien Art School Instagram, brought to you today by I Can't Believe It's Not Butter.
Better. Sorry.
We put
I had to jump on that with you.
We put various items on a plate in front of our on our judges, and we told them that it's butter. It wasn't, but they were like, I can't believe it's not butter.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was fun. I enjoyed that when we did that. Thing you just said.
What a wonderful day it was. It was mid-April. Okay. So you were saying, did that sum up everything? And then he has to fight.
Yeah, they fight.
Tom has to fight Tim in the end.
Right.
Bar. Okay. So, Josh, art department.
Oh, boy howdy, were the sets dirty. Like, there was always dust and snow. There was always, like, it must have sucked shooting this as the actor.
Yeah.
It looks
like,
gorgeous.
getting shit in your eyes, like, the whole time. It looks good, though.
Yeah, it looks
really
beautiful.
The whole time.
It looks like a
Their asses.
fantasy
all
novel
of
cover.
the sets,
all the time.
The character design for the orcs and the dwarves.
Yeah, practical
Like,
special
yeah.
effects on all the
Everything
orcs
looks-
and everything. The goblins.
Yeah,
the
everything
dwarves.
looks good. It
Yeah,
was just,
this,
I can definitely see it
This
being
movie-
a nightmare.
Yeah, for real. It made me... this movie made me love
Forgive
Lord
the
of the
car in the
Rings,
background.
like, way more.
Yeah.
Because Lord of the Rings is better than it.
Yeah.
So, by like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is an absolute standard.
Yeah.
But
But let's talk about Lord of the Rings.
Well, do you think that Ridley Scott, not Ridley Scott, what's his name?
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson. Do you think he pulled anything from this movie, Legend?
My favorite scene in Lord of the Rings is when Boromir
Yeah.
is getting murked by arrows.
Right.
It's great.
What?
What was the
You're
question?
not talking
You
about,
said you asked me my
you're
favorite
not talk-
scene
you're
in
not
Lord of the
talking
Rings,
about
right?
Peter Jackson's masterpiece, The Desolation of Smaug.
Smaug.
Those movies don't exist.
Smoog.
Those were the true masterpieces.
Hold on. It's the.
The
I mean,
masterpieces.
Hold on. It's The Hobbit Part 3. Death to Smooch.
Just Robin
Or
Williams
Desolation of
shows up.
Smoochy, whatever it was.
Desolation
I,
of
it was probably the wrong D word.
Death-solation.
Death-solation to
Smoochy.
Smoochy.
Okay.
No, but
Legend,
like the art department, like, do you think Peter Jackson pulled anything like
the orc design.
I
Is
can
the
on
orc
this
design
list,
is
yeah.
the same? Yeah.
but I don't know if Peter Jackson pulled that from like artists.
Well, I
like,
feel like a
drawings
lot
from
of
the
people
original.
drew inspiration from Legend.
Yeah.
Like the character design for Kain from the Legacy of Kain and Soul Reavers.
Right, you were
video
talking
game
about that.
series.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Peter Jackson was making his trashy films around that time.
Yeah.
So
God,
you
we need
probably
to see
saw
that
Legend.
one, that like stupid gory one he's got.
Yeah,
he's got a
Bad
really-
Taste.
I think so. Where with the lawnmower kill.
I'm pretty. Evil. Dead Alive.
Oh, okay, yeah, Dead
Yeah.
Alive. Yeah.
Dead Alive is fucking hilarious.
I want to see
It's
Dead
one
Alive.
of the
Never
bloodiest
seen it.
movies I've ever seen. Yeah. Anyway,
So
Legend.
yeah, we were talking about the art and like, but I veered us off a bit with
yeah,
Peter Jackson.
But yeah, like Tom Cruise was adequate in it. He had his fucked up grill. This is pre-surgery on his teeth.
Braces.
And yeah,
Brace
he
yourselves.
really should have got those earlier because I hated him because of that.
Because of his teeth.
Yeah. Yeah. His teeth were shit.
Meanwhile, the Dark Lord had gorgeous teeth. Like they were
Yeah.
just straight.
Yeah.
And then 2 fangs for the canines. It was badass.
Yeah.
It was badass.
Dude,
Well, you
his
need to have
feature
that yin
design
and
was
yang.
great.
You know, that's
Right,
why.
Yeah,
so
that dental yin and yang.
yeah. You got a car wreck, and then you got, and then you've got a firstborn child. Yeah.
Right. No, exactly.
It's like,
Dude, how good was Tim Curry's getup, huh?
dude, stunning. I mean,
Oh,
we talk about
man.
the goblins and stuff, and like their design, and the fact that they actually have like physical prosthetics on them, and these special effects are really well done.
Yeah.
You don't see any wires. You don't see anything like that.
I did see wire. I
You
didn't
did
say
see
anything.
wire.
I
Oh,
saw
okay.
a wire. It was with the
Was
ferry.
it with the ferry? Okay,
Yeah.
I kept looking and I couldn't never find one. So
Yeah.
the fact that you saw one means
One of the
so that's
grips
good.
put a light right on that thing. I should have said something.
Along came a fairy down its spider web. Mommy, I don't like this nursery rhyme. Okay. So yeah, Tim Curry, like his get up was amazing. Like John, you brought up like people pulling elements from this movie. It was very reminiscent of the movie Cell, starring Vincent D'Onofrio
and others.
Vince Vaughn.
and Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn and
And
Jennifer Lopez,
Jennifer-
a.k.a. Mitch Connor.
Lopez. Oh, Ben. So that's South Park. Josh is like, okay. I thought you were looking at us like we always do. Jennifer Lopez.
Taco, burrito, burrito.
He's like,
burrito, burrito.
say Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez. It's so brilliant. That's my favorite show ever, always, till I die. Okay, so we're talking about Tim Curry, sorry. Speed run. Butter. Okay, so,
Today's podcast
Tom-
is brought to you by
Tom's teeth and running
Speedrunners.
okay, so Tim Curry has amazing
Range.
makeup on
Sorry.
and range. Yes, the second he comes out of the mirror. Okay, the first time we see him, they have him black lit, so the red pigmentation of his skin comes off blue, and then his
And the nails.
yeah, his nails are like neon. Oh my god, he just looks so fucking stellar.
Yeah, man.
It is literally just visually, it is amazing to look at. Like Ridley Scott, he came from marketing. So he knows how to design a frame. He knows how to compose a shot. And everything he does, from Blade Runner to Legend to fucking Alien, he knows how to just pull you in visually.
Yeah.
So that you're focused on whatever beautiful design is in front of you. And when Tim Curry comes out of that fucking mirror, and it's just this mirrored effect too, like, because he's coming through the mirror and it's like the reflection, it looks so fucking good. Like, it does not look dated at all. Him coming through the mirror looks great. And then like it looks like a Renaissance painting because the wind is blowing his long ass cape, reminiscent of the Cell with Vincent D'Onofrio, and the horn shape, the way they come forward like a bull, and like, I guess less like a goat and more like a bull, like the way, you know, Satan's usually represented as a goat head. You know, the horns were like forward, which made him so aggressive and powerful. It looked like a fucking beetle. You know what I mean? Those
Except
beetles.
when he was running, because there were parts where they would kind of be like...
Yeah, oh yeah, during the fight
Little
scene, it got a
shaky.
little
Yeah,
hammy. It got a little hammy. Yeah, like if it would have stayed gothic the whole time and less of the adventure at the very end, you know, with the fighting. Not saying it was bad or anything. I loved
No, it was still an
all
entertaining...
of it.
It was still a very entertaining scene.
I just loved the dark tone the whole way.
I remembered seeing them, like, his horns kind of bounce, like, almost like
you
they
could-
were...
you could see
could, like,
they were
they're
plastic.
they're plastic or rubber.
My favorite scene in Legend with Tim Curry is when he's firing a Tommy gun at that shadow thing. I don't remember. Man, what was the?
Shut up. He's referencing the shadow, you fuck. Okay.
Bit ended.
Bit ended.
Thank you.
There was, I mean, Tim Curry really stole the show, just like he does in Rocky Horror.
He's
just
actually
like he does in
unrecognizable.
It. He really is.
You wouldn't be able to
The only
tell.
way you can
Yeah.
tell is through his voice performance, which they drop it down
Yeah,
to
they
an
pitched
even
it
lower
down, yeah.
baritone to where it's like very dark and brooding. His
Yeah.
laugh is like just intoxicating to listen to.
Yeah.
Like, I just kept throwing my hands up because like hearing him just
Yeah, he's an evil bastard, and he likes it.
he does like it.
Yeah, he does.
So
He
that just got
does.
me thinking. On top of tonight's theme being Tim Curry, it's also tonight's theme is laughter.
Laughter.
yeah,
Live, laugh, and
Because
love.
Alec Baldwin loved to laugh.
Oh, that's very true. Alec Baldwin did laugh a lot. Fuck. He laughed more than he used them fucking guns. More on that later. Speed run.
speed run.
Okay. Butter. Butter. It's so stupid. Sorry. I love hating my own jokes.
me too. No, I know that feeling. man.
Okay. Okay. So
Tonight's
self-cringe.
speed run episode is filmed in front of butter.
butter. That
That's
only
it.
butter?
Just
okay.
Just a single stick of butter.
Churned or
Unchurned.
I can't
Fuck.
believe this is Tom Cruise's first movie.
This was yeah, it was one of his
No, it's his second or something.
Hey, Rachel, producer, would you pull up Tom Cruise's movie anthology as an actor? Not as a producer. I don't care. Skip that part. I think there was one movie before this where he played like just a side character that maybe had like one line. Maybe he was also in
Weird.
Outsiders before this.
He was in Outsiders for sure.
Yeah, but I don't know if
When was
Outsiders
Outsiders?
predates or postdates 9/11.
Doesn't Mission Impossible predate this?
I mean, technically, yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it does.
Not his role, but the original Mission
You're good,
Impossible
you're
is
good.
like from the 50s.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I'm just gonna load a gun really
Tom
quick. I'll be
Cruise
right
was
back.
in the one from the 50s.
Yeah, I'll be
You're
back.
thinking of Alec Baldwin, who was in the 40s. Okay, so while Rachel's looking that up, we're gonna more about Legend. Okay, so
Hey, what are you doing
He
with
has
that
to-
gun, buddy?
Josh, put it away. Josh,
I'm gonna do it.
no,
It's just
we
been
have
too
so
long.
much to live for.
No,
Off yourself
He
first.
doesn't.
Kill yourself and then us.
Don't Genghis Khan me.
Hey, listen here,
Genghis.
Genghis.
It's Genghis.
I'm gonna gag you with a used sock. Rachel, producer, go get one. Yes, used. Okay, so this is just off the fucking rails.
Yeah,
Okay,
off the rails.
okay.
Legend.
So Legend. Let's stay on topic. Tom
Don't
Cruise
never
did a
take
great.
me.
Tom Cruise did a great job as far as like his performance. Wow, production value. We have an ambulance. We'll be able to use this.
They'll
recording.
never take me alive. You hear me? I'm not going back.
Josh, put the gun away. Put the gun away, okay? They're leaving. Okay. All right. So Tom Cruise's performance was, yes, we see early.
Okay, we got the
could've
anthology
just told
of
us,
Tom
but
Cruise's
okay.
flicks.
All right. So we got Taps, All the Right Moves, Risky Business, Outsiders, and Legend. Okay,
Oh, so
it was his
Risky
fifth
Business was before Outsiders.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what's up.
I love Risky Business.
That's
and
what's
Outsiders.
up.
Okay.
Yeah, he
So it wasn't his
slides
first
into his
movie. It was
living
one of
room-
his first
Sorry.
movies. Yeah. He slides. Go ahead.
Oh, he slides into his living room on his socks. That's all I remember from that shit.
Gang, copyright. Okay, so Tom Cruise's performance was really good, but it was nowhere near as Tim Curry. Like Tim Curry was on such a level before Tom Cruise, and like people say that Tom Cruise acts the same, but that's kind of because he chooses the vehicle he
Yeah.
wants to be in.
He doesn't have
And
much range. Yeah.
but he has what range he does, he's great in. Like that motherfucker
Sure.
can make me fucking cry. Like
Sure,
anytime
man.
I
Yeah.
see him cry, I'm like, why am I crying too? Last Samurai?
Dude,
I'm
Last
going to
Samurai,
miss-
man.
I'm going to miss our conversations. And then he's like, you're just like crying because Tom Cruise is crying and fucking
Dude,
everybody's
Last
dying.
Samurai is good.
Yeah.
Even though it's total whitewashing
Yeah.
of samurai culture.
okay.
Triggered.
Yeah.
Triggered.
Will Smith
Triggered.
shows up
right
as
now,
a,
like,
as a
Trigger alert.
triggered.
Butter. But yeah, the
Okay. Kill it.
yeah, man, Legend was great looking.
I-
It bored the fuck out. I was
Yeah,
like,
you were bored at
sleeping
some
through the
points.
whole
Yeah,
movie
it
almost.
lulled a bit. There was like scenes where it just wasn't heavy on the art design and stuff. Like
yeah.
there was a lot of okay. So Tim Curry's performance, Ridley Scott is really just banking on that special effects
Yeah.
and art design of
Yeah.
the set. You've got these giant set pieces that he's floating around in and moving his hands, and he is just
Yeah.
he is a presence on the screen. And so like then we go to the woods, you know, where Tom Cruise is talking to some like fucking gnome characters, dwarf characters, and they're just obnoxious. They're just obnoxious to the point of like really just be hanging out with the one character. Like they shoot an arrow. That guy shoots an arrow. I forgot his name or something. Thumper,
I can't remember.
something like that.
Oh, well,
Thimble.
He's like a little elf.
God, I should know.
Frankie Muniz.
But, like,
Gump. It was
yeah.
Gump because I wanted to make a Forrest Gump joke,
Oh, okay.
and I forgot to make one in the movie.
Do you want to make it now?
No, because the moment's ruined.
Okay.
I know that feeling.
Hey, this guy looks like Forrest Gump. Yeah, you're right. It didn't work at all. That just bombed so hard. Okay, so where I was going with that is like when we get to Tom Cruise's
you ain't got no leg, Lieutenant Dan.
When we get to Tom Cruise and he's like wandering around the forest and stuff, it kind of bores because it's him interacting with like 5 different characters and only one of them is interesting, and that's the one that talks like this but looks like a 7-year-old child and shoots a bow and arrow and actually only ever contributes to the band as it were, is the only character that contributes to the band. All the other people are just there for like comedic relief and stuff, and it's like, this is not a kid's movie. Tim Curry is not a... Yeah. This is not Fantasia with Disney's Fantasia. Like, this is not that at all. This is like, when you see Tim Curry, it is fucking scarring.
Be a kid's movie. I mean, him visually is scary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it's
like,
not like bloody or anything.
Yeah, no, it's not bloody. No, not in that sense. I'm saying like the dwarfs are the dwarf characters are the comic relief in the way of like a child's mindset.
Right, yeah.
Whereas like the dark tones are just so heavy. True. So heavy on the dark tones.
There are unicorns in this thing.
I mean,
kids movie.
When there are,
it is PG. I mean, it's 80s PG, but it's still PG.
Yeah.
But they cut the unicorn horn off in such a way that it seems it's being decapitated.
80s PG.
It's so dramatic.
80s PG.
That
80s
blade
PG.
Coming down, and it's like, and the way the body falls, just like a dead horse. Like,
yeah, I feel
it's
you.
really like,
kind of reminds
yes,
me
it
of,
has
like,
unicorns,
E.T.
which are for children, but it's like, the tones are so heavy that I would not associate this as a kid's movie at all.
Right, no.
Like,
Yeah, me neither.
I watched this as a kid, but like, in no way, shape, or form was I like, well, I'm gonna watch that again, like The Lion King. I'm gonna just load that sumbitch up. You know what I mean? Because like it was very dark and the tones were heavy. Like, this Dark Lord just stole a woman. He's gonna make her his bride, and this wood nymph character guy is like, well, I'm gonna go save her. It's like, what the fuck? Like, that motherfucker's huge. And look at those horns.
Yeah, and they're gonna like consummate marriage. Ugh.
Yeah, she's all about it though.
No, she's about
she
that,
gets into it after like this faceless character, this shadow character, like ballet dances in front of her. Y'all remember that? And then that's when she becomes the character.
That was the best scene in the movie.
Alec Baldwin was the shadow character.
Nice.
Okay. Now, I feel like we have so little to talk about because it was actually good. It was. Yeah. I wasn't expecting it to be bad, and that's usually our goal here on Shit Show is let's find something bad. But Rachel had never seen this, and you guys had never seen this. I believe I'm the only person in the party.
I'm glad I saw it. Yeah, I was ready to really like this, and they busted their asses on it. So it's my own fault. I don't know why I don't really like it that much. It's beautiful looking.
Yeah, we talked about me getting it on Blu-ray. I want to see it on Blu-ray. Like, I want to see it widescreen. I want to see these fantasy I want to see the depth of field. Maybe that's why it seemed so claustrophobic with the dust and stuff. It being a fantasy world, so like dust and pollen and like.
Dude, on Blu-ray that probably looks way better.
Yeah, I bet you can see the layers of the set, and it probably looks like. Rather like a cacophony of like dust where you're like choking on it like fuck, like sneezing and coughing. It probably looks like you'd be wisping through it like morning fog.
Right.
You know what I mean? It probably looks more enchanting that way. I don't know. And Tim Curry would look fucking awesome in like 1080p. Let's fucking get real. 4K would look fucking amazing. Please take a seat. Yeah. That's more Sean Connery, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. Okay, so
why don't you have a seat?
Why don't you have a seat?
Why don't you take a seat?
Why don't you have a seat?
Action was boring too.
Yeah, the action was a little boring, but it was very. It was nice to see the set pieces. Him climbing the whole castle and stuff. Tom Cruise climbing the castle. You know what I mean?
Climbing? When did he climb the castle?
Didn't they like in some way, shape, or form, or were they just in there?
I remember them throwing plates.
That went on for a long time.
Wait, they slid in through it. Remember, they slid in. Yes, they did. Okay, so they climbed up the back of the castle and they not tripped, but that rock forced them to fall down into that chamber slide.
Yeah.
That secret passage that shoved them into the dungeon, and then that's how they got into it. They crawled through the back, but inevitably fell into the dungeon.
Why did they just get on a large boulder and pull a lever? Like,
I don't know.
It was like a rope lever or something, but they were just like, they didn't know how that contraption worked at all, but they were just like, let's just get on it and fuck around and figure out how this works.
Well, that's where it seems like a kids movie. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
that Goonies slide.
They're toying around. They're like, oh no, the rock's moving. Oh god. Whereas like you bring a serious dramatic movie like Lord of the Rings, which is a kids movie, but it has more adult grounded reality. So like one of them would be like, I'll go onto this stone first, make sure it's safe, and then they'll crawl out there, and then like maybe one guy starts to fall, but they grab his arm, because it's children's entertainment, so they got to get saved, but you can only have the one person going, because you wouldn't just have the whole band, let's just go out on these fucking rickety ass rocks, you take it easy, and
that's
so
that's why I didn't like it. It felt like Diet Pepsi Lord of the Rings.
Fair enough.
That's actually a very apt description.
Like, even though they busted their asses on it, like a Roger Corman, Lord of the Rings, OG Trilly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think really what held up this is like the same thing that happens with It. Everybody romanticizes the movie It that was made for TV, and that's Tim Curry. I romanticize this because of Tim Curry.
Word. I get
I
that.
have romantic fantasies about Tim Curry.
And I have them about you.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I love it for its production design, and the special effects, like everybody actually having real makeup, practical effects, and then of course Tim Curry playing the Dark Lord. So that's the reason I love this movie. But I can
he
see
was the best thing about it.
Yeah.
this is absolutely a Diet Coke, a Diet Pepsi, Lord of the Rings. I can totally respect
Why
that.
stop there?
But this is early on.
This is a Diet Mellow Yellow.
Is there another fantasy movie like this for its time that did better? You know what I mean? Like, we are comparing it to movies we watch now, which film only gets better with each film that gets released,
Yeah. No, yeah, it's a good point. So, I don't know if there's anything fantasy wise
we should look it
better.
Up later.
Yeah.
We'll dig into it. Well, I have nothing else left to say. I'd rather get into the shadow. That way we can keep on moving with this speed round. Speed round.
Speed running.
Butter.
Butter.
Round. Speed. Speed round.
Hey, is that butter?
Keep the bus above 45.
Speed.
Okay. All right. So does anybody have anything else to say about Legend?
No.
No?
All I have to say is that this is a very crowded city, sir. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that.
Okay. Rachel, our producer.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
He said keep the bus above 45.
Oh,
I have to make
right.
stops and, there's cars in the way.
Listen, move out of the way. Let Sandra Bullock get in your seat. Okay. All right. So if everybody's good on, Rachel will get your input on Legend when we figure out the best picture of the week.
Okay,
Kisses.
This was your pick.
Yeah, the Shadow.
You want to read the... No, what am I saying? Do you want to explain the plot of Shadow?
Okay, so the Shadow is a remake of a 1940 film, The Shadow.
Wrong. Right off the bat, dude.
Dude, I'm trying so hard for you right now. I wish you would stop hitting me
You're
post-recording.
eliminated. You're eliminated from the contest.
Am I kicked off the island?
Yes.
This is my island.
You're out, even though this is your house.
Okay, so it's a remake. It stars Alec Baldwin, and he is a shadowy figure vigilante, and he is blessed with the mystic art of hiding in the shadows and mind trickery, and
controlling the opium trade.
Excuse me, I had to clear my throat of that lie.
Hey,
and then
hey, that's not a lie.
I will not slander Sir Alec Baldwin. Okay.
That isn't a lie, though. He controlled the opium trade in the beginning before
And
before
Alec
that long
Baldwin
training
hasn't been
montage.
knighted, by the way.
And then
Yes, he has.
No,
then-
he is not.
In Denmark, he has.
Sorry,
and
go
then
ahead.
Alec Baldwin has to fight a descendant of Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan.
From Geronitis Kong.
Jaganus Kong.
Gigannis Klong.
Donkeyus Kongius.
Okay.
This show is shambles.
So nonetheless, okay. So yeah, John, you pointed out the fact that that's the plot. So Alec Baldwin plays the spirit, and he's got to fight. he's got to fight.
That wasn't the plot. He said he's a shadowy guy and he fights Genghis Khan.
Yeah, in the end, I said.
Well, yeah.
But that was just a quick rundown.
He
I was
fights
gonna.
Sean
Oh,
Conn.
right. Okay, yeah. Sean Khan.
Okay, to get into specifics, you spafucks. Okay, so movie starts out. Alec Baldwin is control of the opium distribution and all of that shit. He's a drug lord, whatever. And then he gets killed enchanted by a mystic arts shadowy figure. That,
it's like
forces him to be evil. So it's not even that he had redemption like a real hero's journey.
Well, wait, he doesn't get enchanted.
No, I think he trains him. Like the guy the Kaolu or whatever.
Okay.
He trains him. He takes this evil dude and makes him good.
Yeah, he
y'all explain it.
And that's
no, y'all got this. Y'all got this.
I feel like that.
Let's use all our heads.
That's what that Kaolu dude does just in general, because he also trained the
Tony Shalhoub, the monk.
Tony Shalhoub also trained the descendant of Genghis.
Slow turn.
It's Genghis, but whatever.
Genghis
You want to
Khan.
just pronounce it wrong your whole life. It's no skin off my back.
It's no snot off my back.
So he trained him as well.
Fuck.
But Khan killed him.
Khan killed him.
And,
Okay.
And 7 years later in New York City, now he's the Shadow.
Yeah. So like
it jumps 7 years.
Yeah,
we don't
like-
see the training.
with
we
no
don't
training
see.
so.
Yeah.
Everyone think the Batman Begins.
Yeah.
He's a down on his luck billionaire, and he goes to Tibet to train. He goes to Tibet to train in the ninja arts, and it's like half of the movie. Half of the movie is him training.
Bro, you fucking killed me. 1 second, I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Oh, fuck.
Speed round.
Butter.
Butter.
Dude, when your eyes cut to me and you said, billionaire. Okay.
Oh Jesus!
I'm good.
But yeah,
Let's
like
just keep going.
in Batman
Fuck it,
Begins,
you write it down, I'll do it live.
most of the movie is him training to become Batman.
Right.
It builds it up and it gets you really pumped, and then he goes to Gotham, and the movie's it's good. The action is shot badly, but that's not the point. The point is in the Shadow, they skip like all of that. It starts with him, like you were saying, where he's like an opium trader and
a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
He
Yeah.
kills one of his own
kills-
men and then
right.
a prisoner.
And he
So-
gets trained in this like super secretive like art or power, and he becomes the Shadow. But they skip all of the training. So he's
Yeah.
next scene he is the Shadow.
Right.
So it ruins all the build-up. Like
All
we
the
haven't
fun.
seen him change, and yeah,
that's where you build your relationship with
Yeah.
the main character,
Right.
who is your vessel in the story. That's where you become emotionally attached to them.
Right, you learn
like
about
you do
him,
with
yeah.
Bruce Wayne when he falls through the ice. You learn a lesson as an audience member. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you learn that will come into play later. Like
right, exactly.
watch your footing kind of
Yeah,
thing. And it's
yeah.
like they totally just fucking
They fucked that up.
they
yeah.
just text. Here's some text. It was like, after this very fucking moment. This is what the text says.
Yeah,
After
there's
this
a text
fucking
crawl.
moment.
And this is verbatim.
Yeah, after this fucking moment, Alec Baldwin became the character known as the Shadow you sat in the theater to watch.
no
He
refunds.
has the powers of here's some powers. You'll see him in a second. and then jump cut to it's the 40s, and we're in what city? What city?
New
What'd y'all
York.
say?
It's New York.
Is it
City.
New York?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
New
okay,
York,
rock
New
and
York.
roll. Wow, it looked like Metropolis. It looked nothing like New York City and everything like its own world, like
Yeah.
Dark City or something.
I'm just going based off they say New York one. Like
No,
once or
I
twice,
believe
and
you
I believe.
100%. I just
No,
had
I
no
get
The look of
idea.
it,
The
yeah.
whole
I had
overall
no
look
idea.
of it. Yeah, no, aesthetically it looks fantastic.
God, it looks so fucking cool. So
Yeah, a lot of miniatures. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, so right away when they didn't show that, we were all kind of like, "What?
Yeah.
Like, that was stupid.
maybe
that was
one
a
of the
bad
reasons
idea."
It bombed.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If for the folks at home, this
Complete.
movie was a complete failure, and it embarrassed
6,
everyone
though.
involved.
Yeah, I'm sure
Apparently.
Alec Baldwin. Yeah,
Oh,
regrets
dude,
this.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
drinks and just screams about it in the streets of Boston.
And see, that's how bad movies have gotten now. That like
I love
this. This was fun,
this
man.
Was so great.
It has problems,
it was kind of like another Swamp Thing for me. Not near as good as Swamp Thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, that thing isn't like
Yeah, no.
that's in the cupboard with the
That's an
Indian in the
S
cupboard.
tier for you.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
S tier. Yeah, that movie was completely out of left
The
field.
kids
but-
ruined it, but
Yeah, the
sure,
kids ruined it,
you like
but-
it a lot.
Yeah. No, I hate that.
Hey, it's me, that little fat kid that yells, scream, whispers.
We're friends.
Yeah, we're friends.
People call me. Sorry. People
Rachel
call-
almost died.
People call you annoying. He's talking to the kid. Swamp Thing is okay. So the Shadow, he's fighting some gangsters on this bridge.
Good
New
scene.
York City.
Yeah.
Great scene. Great backdrops. Lots of fog. Cool special effects where he uses his power where he hides in the shadow, but he is almost like fucking invisible.
Yeah.
It's like he's damn near invisible.
He
Yeah,
uses
he
his
looks kind of like Hollow Man briefly.
Yeah, Hollow Man,
Yeah.
and then what did I say? Nightcrawler from X-Men
Yeah.
2.
and
except without
he
the
uses his power to laugh people to death.
Well, at least that's the intimidation move.
Yeah, he's always like, and it's like obviously forced laughter, which is really irritating to listen to. He doesn't laugh when there's funny things happening.
Yeah,
It's
no,
his
he's just-
intimidation
Yeah,
tactic.
it's his
Yeah.
intimidation move.
And
Asian.
that
Which
would be
is-
scary if I was hearing forced laughter. Like I would be scared. Like what's wrong with this guy?
Not until you just said that did I put it into perspective. It was no longer funny to me. I was like, wow, that would be terrifying. Hearing laughter all around me, like the Lost Boys, you know? Like
Yeah.
hearing all the guys, Michael.
Oh yeah.
They're all like laughing in the fucking
All
smoke
around
clouds.
me is familiar laughter.
Oh, I was gonna jump in and I ruined it. Forgive me. Okay, so moving on.
You over the head with this copy of The Order, starring Van Damme.
Starting Van Damme.
I mean, I will gladly be beaten over the head with anything starring Van Damme.
Okay, so we jump into let's see, catapult to love interest. Help me. Is there something more interesting before that happens in the story?
yeah,
Because
like
she is
everything.
annoying.
Yeah.
Well, he has to meet her early on, so it's Act 1 shit that he meets her. Oh yeah, it's at the Cobalt Club. How could we forget the fucking club that
With
they
his,
use
his
so
uncle,
many times?
the police chief.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, why is that not unethical to manipulate your uncle with your powers?
Oh, is that his
The shadow
Yeah, his
doesn't.
uncle was the police chief.
The shadow doesn't necessarily deal in ethics, as you say.
Oh yeah, for the folks at home.
Yeah, please.
The
tell us.
shadow has Jedi mind tricks.
Yeah,
powers.
that's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the best way
I
to
was
put it.
I was literally waiting for him to be like, "These are not the droids you're looking for."
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. Like the police chief is like, "We really got to catch this shadow character. He's causing problems for us." But
Yeah.
I don't see how he is.
Yeah.
Because he's a vigilante and he's killing criminals, right?
Right.
Yeah, sorry, having an audio issue.
We're good.
But yeah, he
We're
has
good.
Jedi
Okay.
mind trick powers, so it's like
They do it visually
it's really cool.
really well.
Yeah,
He like leans out of his eye line.
and
light.
he becomes shadow with the Shatner lighting on
Yeah.
his eyes.
Then he's like, "There's no shadow."
No,
he doesn't do it like that.
But he's like, "You don't know who the shadow is." Well, he says it a little better than what I just did.
shadow.
He's like, if there's a shadow, I'm Eleanor Roosevelt, or what is that? What he
I think
said?
that's what he says.
You're not
something.
Elizabeth. He's like, "I'm not Eleanor." He doesn't do that, but that would have been funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of comedic jokes in this, not the best. The jokes came from
Oh,
the
the-
seriousness.
The
and
jokes
not
were us like laughing
yeah,
at
exactly,
it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's where he meets her, and that's where he manipulates his police chief uncle to not even pursue the shadow, which is a way of writing yourself in the story. It's like, how do we not get the police involved with chasing this vigilante?
Yeah.
Oh, they don't even know he exists.
Yeah.
So it's like we just wrote ourselves out of that fucking hole. you know, kind of thing.
Like making the uncle the police chief is really boring.
Yeah.
Story wise.
Yeah.
Because he does it right at the beginning.
Mhm.
A cool scene would have been he overhears the police chief.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta fix this." And he
Yeah, and him
talks
doing
his
it-
way to him somehow,
Yeah,
and then he
or
does
doing it on the other side of a wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
something
it's
like
at
that.
The police station.
See, wouldn't that have been
like,
great? That'd have been a cool
he could just be
scene.
hearing
Yeah.
them in the something creative.
Yeah.
Something to where it's not blatantly offensive as a a family member.
Right.
Like, he is right next to him.
Yeah, and he's his uncle.
And he's his uncle.
Like, what kind of
he's
hack
not doing
writing
it
is
out
that?
of like a sake of like, I have to cover my skin. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I really have to make sure this doesn't happen. There was no jeopardy at that moment. The movie just started.
Yeah.
7 years later.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So the police chief, when he goes back to his job the next day, and all of his people are like, "So I,
I
have
thought
more
the same
leads on the Shadow."
I
And
thought
they're
the
like,
same
"What the fuck are
thing."
you talking about?"
Yeah.
The Shadow, the thing we've been looking up.
Elaborate on the Shadow character. Who the fuck is he?
We've been talking about it for
I want
months.
pictures of the Shadow. Sorry to smash the table.
The dog just freaked
I
out.
want Shadow Michaels.
I want Shadow Michaels.
Well, I guess I'm Eleanor Roosevelt.
Sorry.
'cause-
I want Shadow Moses.
Ah.
Ah.
Okay then.
But yeah, the female lead was dog shit.
Yeah, Monique Gabrielle. I
Get her.
didn't say it
Let's
in
get
the
her.
movie, but I wanted to say, please give me Monique Gabrielle. Please give me.
Wouldn't that
her.
have been great?
That would have been great if she played
Simone
it.
Gabs.
The actress that
Gabs.
did play her, Penelope Ann Miller, was a snooze. Now I don't know if that's because they
anytime
were.
is the snoozer, we just need to start a Moni Gab chant.
Yeah, exactly.
Moni Gab. Moni Gab. Moni Gab.
Moni Gab.
Moni Gab.
I can't get the tempo.
Gab. Moni Gab.
But yeah,
Probably has to shop at Gap.
but she was a
Lucky?
flatline. She was bland.
Yeah, but was
Now-
she written like that? You know
Right,
what I mean?
and that was she directed like that because
Yeah.
it's directed corny, like old school 40s corny. Like
Yeah.
they were going for that.
Yeah, he kisses her, walks away, doesn't even say anything. The last shot of the movie, he is lovingly embracing, kissing her.
Yeah.
The camera is
In a Michael Bay shot.
360,
Yeah.
Michael Bay. Oh, it's so great. Mind you, they faded it from the previous shot. That's usually not how that works.
No,
I mean, the
doesn't
image is
work.
crossing over with a spinning shot. That's visually like vomit.
Yeah,
like,
it's
do
repulsive,
not do that as an
yeah.
editor. Anyways, he's kissing her. The music's wailing.
Yeah.
It's romantic, and then he says something like, "Give me a fucking taco," and walks off. I don't know. He's Alec
He just
Baldwin.
bounces,
says,
dude.
No,
He
he
just leaves.
walks off, and we laughed so hard because we were like, "Well, that's the '40s," but it's like this is 1994, not the '40s.
Yeah. No,
Like, it was
no,
ridiculous.
Yeah. Like that was weird.
She was a yawn.
That was the end of a scene that got cut.
Mm-hmm.
They talked, they embrace, the music swells, the camera rotates,
Maybe
and then he
that's
leaves.
why they
And that's why-
faded in on that kiss.
They cut something, and
Yeah.
that's why it was so awkward.
Yeah, this movie had
There
was
were- there were
definitely a
clear
roller
edits.
coaster. Definitely
There
a
were
roller
clear
coaster.
Yeah,
edits.
man. I bet you they had like a 3-hour movie
Well,
or something.
here, let's jump into it with
Maybe
Ian,
not that
Ian
much.
McKellen and Tim Curry, two underplayed
Yeah,
actors
they did
the
not get
entire movie.
Barely any screen time.
Where are they on the editing floor?
The Sir Ian McKellen.
Yeah, Sir Ian McKellen. He was in The Shadow.
Well, you don't
Where
have,
are they on the
you
editing?
don't have to bring up.
Yeah, I'm saying like you brought up the fact like
Oh.
they cut the ending, and I completely agree.
So you
with
think
how
more of their shit was cut?
Yeah, neurotic.
You
it was
really
there at
don't
the
have
end.
to bring up the fact that Sir Ian McKellen sleeps on an editing room floor.
No, shut the fuck up. You're killing us, brother. This is the speed run.
We still need abstraction.
It's the speed
Okay.
run.
Okay, so we've got. I love you, John. I know you're joking. We've got Ian McKellen, who was just misused the whole time. Tim Curry, at least whatever room he had to play, he played it up in this. Like, he really stole the
Yeah,
night.
he was hamming it up.
He really stole the night. He stole it in The Legend, and then him hamming it up in The Shadow was great. It wasn't anywhere near as Sir Alec Baldwin hamming it up.
He hasn't been knighted.
He has been knighted in Denmark.
And a gentleman.
Who hasn't been? Okay.
And then,
Yeah.
okay, so we've got
Me.
this,
You don't
we've
have
got
to remind me.
we've got this descendant of Genghis Khan, and has awoken and has the same powers as
Gerbil Khan.
Gerbil Khan. Jerry Khan has a descended son,
James Khan
and he has woken up,
from The Godfather.
and he is hell bent on just ruling the world with power. And apparently, he wants $1 billion because when you're immortal, money is all you fucking want. You're immortal. Money is useless.
Yeah. He
Money is useless.
he emerges from an Iron Maiden that's really old.
That's a great.
and
definitely.
and
In
he
full armor.
and the the security guard that sees all this says, "You're on private property."
buddy.
And he
So,
says,
even though he's
"Join me-
been there."
join me or die.
Yeah.
Join me or die.
You're on private property.
Yes, like it's a weird thing to say. And then cut to a cab driver saying,
before that, he makes the security guard shoot himself with his own gun.
right, yeah. But after that, it cuts to a cab driver, and he's like, "That'll be $4.40," and it's Genghis Khan in the back seat, and he says,
Genghis.
"What are you doing?" Which
What are you doing?
like,
All right, buddy, that'll be 3. Here, we'll play it out
Okay,
for him.
yeah,
we'll
yeah,
play it
yeah.
out for him. All right, buddy, it'll be 340.
What are you doing? Like, it was so awkward.
Not only
I
with
don't-
the audio cut, there was a visual cut where it
Yeah.
just was just a talking head.
like we're
Him
all
in the
like
back seat.
laughing
What are you
because we're
doing?
like, Genghis Khan's getting a cab and he doesn't want to pay for it.
Meanwhile, he'll pay for a drink later. Do you mind
Yeah,
if I have
yeah.
some American whiskey? I've grown fond, or bourbon, American bourbon. I've grown fond of it. I'll pay.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah, that didn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Anyways,
Yeah.
misdirection.
Yeah.
This is also the same director that has done the Resident Evil franchise. So there's where
Really?
Yes. That's what I was saying earlier. And is the husband of Mila Jovovich.
W.S. Anderson,
No. Wait, hold on.
because he did the Resident Evil series.
Okay, what did I misread then?
If
Director.
And
Look at
every
this,
time-
director.
Every time I hear
What?
W.S. Anderson,
I think of
I always want to see a Wes Anderson version.
Oh,
Forgive
Wes
me.
Anderson.
Forgive me.
No, I'm saying I always want to see a Wes Anderson version of a W.S. Anderson movie. So like a Wes Anderson
directed
version.
by P.T. Anderson.
Yes,
Wow.
that would be.
That's fucking meta. That's like 16 squared.
But I mean,
Okay, he only did-
He only did the one. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, he only did the one.
What?
I misspoke. Forgive me, everybody. Write in the comments. Tell me to fuck
he
myself.
did Extinction. Okay,
Yeah, he did Extinction.
and he's plowing
The only
Jovovich.
the only interesting one. The only interesting one.
I haven't seen any of them, but
It's the only interesting one.
really, it's the only
But they
good one.
shot in the desert, so like, yeah, they use that. Okay. Anyways, so
I'm just saying Wes Anderson's interpretation of Resident Evil would be hilarious.
Yeah, a lot of center shots, goofy music.
so we have our protagonist, and we have Ginny Kong, and he wants power, and so he's going to get it by. What's his motivation? You know,
He
what I mean?
wants
Like,
to threaten to blow up the city with an A bomb.
So that he can get $1 million.
Yeah.
Or $1
$1 billion.
Yeah,
In
so you can get
1940.
cash.
Yeah, that
1940
1940s money.
billion
which
dollars.
I don't think $1 billion even exists.
Yeah, yeah.
No, there
he's
wasn't
he's
even $1 billion
ambitious.
in the
What can I
world.
say?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to lowball the country.
yeah. He doesn't want to insult them. He asks for a high one so that they're like, "Wow, he thinks we're worth $1 billion. That is America's ass."
Call the president. Telegram the president.
So then the Shadow has to fight him, and there are very few fight scenes, but when there are, it's very fun. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's very noir. They play with a lot of shadows. They use a lot of the. We should also describe the Shadow's superhero costume, and it's a gorgeous fedora, flat fedora, and it's God, it's got to be like one of those extra long brims. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it just
man.
hangs off in such like a
Very noir.
very noir
Yeah.
way. And like almost to like even a like a sketchbook drawing, you know, like the way somebody would do a caricature of, you know, like.
Well, they definitely
Exaggerated
tried to play
features.
it up off of what seemed to be the comic.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
And then he's got a red scarf that covers his bridge of his nose down to, you know, the rest of his
'cause
face.
his
So
nose
just
is
his
sticking
eyes
over
show.
the scarf.
Yeah, and he morphs his face in a way. I don't know why
I just
they do that.
realized why they did that just now.
It's-
Alec
don't
Baldwin.
Don't tell me for the stunt performer.
No.
Okay.
Is because Alec Baldwin would have looked silly wearing a plastic nose the whole movie. So they made him morph his face.
It might be some part
'Cause
though,
they
that
wanted
they
that look.
explain.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like earlier when we were watching, I was like, "Do you think they are basing it off the original actor?"
Not okay.
Not
It
so
wasn't
much the
Alec
actor.
Baldwin saying, "I don't want to do this." It wasn't that, but they were just saying he would look silly if he had the fake nose on the whole time.
I can see
That's my
that, but I
theory.
feel
I
like
got
there's
you,
a
I
part
got
of the
you.
movie where they talk about like, oh, you're not able to hold your meditation, so the face is coming back to normal.
But it seems so
Right,
unnecessary.
yeah.
Like
So-
if
They say
if
that
he can
yeah.
do this shape shifting thing, why didn't he use that to his advantage? Why is the shadow not more?
Well, they don't explain it because they cut the entire training sequence.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's also sorry.
no, you're good. I was just saying, like, you've got a movie called The Shadow, and it's like we play to the shadows, but not in the sense of like a CIA agent who is a shadow. They can become multiple people. They play specifically to shadows. You have a modern take on an old idea. Why not make it to where, like, if he can morph his face, why is he not morphing into people in a shadow
Right.
way? You know,
Yeah.
he's shadowing as another
And
person and
what's the-
manipulating people that way.
Yeah, and like, what's the point of morphing your face if you're gonna put a fucking scarf on?
Yeah, exactly.
It
like
just
it's-
defeats the purpose. It doesn't
It's like
make sense.
Superman. Like
It's
he puts
adding
the
another
glasses
layer.
on. He's Clark
Right.
Kent. He takes them off. He's Superman. Alec Baldwin has no scarf. Put the scarf and fedora on. He's the Shadow. But nobody sees his face because he's in the dark. Like
Yeah,
it's
exactly,
simply
yeah.
for visual aesthetic.
See,
from its source.
What the character should do is he should morph his face, put on a bandana, and then put on a helmet. So then he makes perfect sure no one knows who the fuck he is. Stupid.
He should just cut his fucking head off, you know, and he's like a horseless. I mean, horseless.
He's a horseless. He's a horse.
James, he's always been horseless.
You're so right. There was not a horse in that whole movie. I'm an idiot. There were unicorns in the legends, so I'm mixing.
And there were llamas in that movie.
There were llamas. Oh
Llama
yeah, there was
cigarettes.
Technically, yes.
Let's
there were
climb a
llamas.
mountain for a llama.
Let's talk about. We talked a little bit about Ian McKellen and Tim Curry. They didn't really have a chance to shine, and Alec Baldwin.
I love how you're continuously adding Sir Alec Baldwin, but for Ian McKellen, he's just Ian McKellen.
Did I say Sir Alec Baldwin? Did I really do it backwards?
You
Okay,
said
I didn't
Alec
mean to do
Baldwin
it that
like
time.
twice. You didn't do it that time, but I'm saying like you've said Sir
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin multiple times, and for Ian McKellen, it's like, oh, it's just Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen. Well, that's how his
He's
name is
actually
on like these
knighted.
old things. I know that he's knighted. I know all of these things. Okay, so anyways, fuck me. What was I saying?
You're saying that they have lesser roles, Ian McKellen.
Yeah,
and-
they have lesser roles, but
Hey, Molly.
I was gonna say let's talk about the city. The city is a fucking character, and so is the music.
Yeah.
We commented several times on the music. It was very much like Batman, as far as the music and the city. Of course, I'm referencing Tim Burton and the animated Batman series, which is very gothic, very heavy,
the
very
animated
heavy
series is
Art Deco.
amazing.
It's beautifully done. And then what's the Batman movie? Phantasm. It's like the 1990 one or 99.
Batman movie?
Yeah, it's an animated Batman movie.
Oh.
And,
Never seen
I'm
any of
not
those.
sure. I know I watched the hell out of that very gothic fucking animated series.
Yeah. As did
But
I. But they had a movie.
I don't
They
remember
made a
there being a
movie
movie.
with those same like artists and everything.
Oh, cool.
Then I don't remember.
It's
it.
okay. It's
I
okay.
was
It's
young.
not a big deal.
I was but a boy.
The city was
humble
just amazing.
child.
They did so many matte paintings, miniatures. They did so many camera tricks like forced perspective with like miniatures and like the top of a building. It's like the camera would be like a god's eye, and we're looking at the corner of the building and tourists are walking by, but then we can see the traffic all the way down there in focus, like moving, and it's like just the way that they combined everything. The city looked
Yeah,
so
man.
fucking good.
There was when they show
It
that.
was like Metropolis.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they show that long shot of this like tube system, and they're like flipping around the city, and it's really hard to spot the fakeness there. Like the street looks real,
Yeah.
and I still don't know if it was miniature or not.
Yeah.
I know the
really held
buildings
up.
were miniature. I'm pretty sure about that, but it's seamless. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I really wish we could bring back miniatures because when it's
Miniatures,
done right, it looks
it
better
looks
than
amazing.
CG.
Yeah. I mean,
And
that's
then
why
ima-
people
and
like
then-
The
and then
Force
imagine-
Awakens,
yeah.
even though it's a forced awaken. They used miniatures and everything and stuff like
In
that.
The Force
it.
Awakens?
Yeah. Like they use miniatures.
Yeah,
they use
'cause
all the practicals and stuff.
With the technology we have now, the
I'm
fact
just-
that
I'm
we're
just saying
not
that's an
using
example
Oh,
Practical
if they were to
modern,
do that.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that,
I'm saying with the technology we have now, the fact that we're not using practical effects is just I feel like just
idiotic.
It's stupid and trying to just undercut the value of the art itself, because
Yeah.
like, we can have so much more amazing practical effects than we had in the 80s with the technology we have right now.
Yeah.
But we don't
Dude,
do
and
it.
I'm glad you brought that up, because it just boils down to like we can take a time to hire tons of people to build like some miniatures, or we can have Fred do it, and he sits in his chair.
Yeah.
And it's not just Fred,
No,
there's a bunch
no.
of people,
We know.
but they just sit down and
There's
they sit
Fred
at a computer
and, his cousin
they get it done.
Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a shame, and I don't know if it just boils down to laziness, and
Just cost cutting.
people say you're pretentious for wanting like practical effects too. Like there's a
I-
sect of
well, then
people
I
that
find
say that.
offensive because
Me
I
too,
take
man.
The art
It's like,
serious.
come on,
Like,
Yeah.
that's why we
It
hear
looks
talking
better.
about film. Like we talk about bad films, great films.
And
Horribly executed films, masterfully executed films. It's like it is a fucking art. You're telling a
Everything
story
in
yeah.
between.
as old as
Yeah.
cavemen. Like you told stories across the fire. It's like this is how we tell stories over the fire now.
and
You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah,
It's
and like
it's a fucking art form.
and you know how CG is getting really good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, wow, that looks pretty good. That almost looks real. And there are some things where they look fucking perfect,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't even want to do that in my head anymore. When you're watching a movie and you're like, oh, that's CG, or you're like, oh, I wonder if that's CG.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do that anymore.
I like the
I would
idea
rather
of the
just be like, that's
challenge.
miniature and it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
convincing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Even
anyway.
though you know it's a miniature, what makes you so happy is the fact that I
It's-
think I need to turn my mic. I don't know where it doesn't sound like it's picking me up. Anyways, even though you know it's a miniature, you're like, you just love it. Like
it's
there's
like
something so
you're, like,
charming about seeing
quantifying
the
work.
craft.
Yeah.
You're seeing somebody put in the time. They've
Yeah.
literally made a scale.
someone
so
built that.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
why I love
And it
Studio Leica
makes
so
it-
much.
Studio what?
Leica.
Studio Leica. What's
What's
the
that?
Two row and the
collaborate?
two strings. And,
Oh, okay, I
it's-
got you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do stop
Matthew,
motion, right?
It's Matthew Knight, Phil Knight's son.
Mhm.
Or no, it's Travis. Shit. Matthew Knight was the son that passed. They named the arena after him. But Travis Knight,
Okay.
the son of Phil Knight, the founder of Nike.
Oh,
So
wow.
So pretty much at this point, when he started the studio, his dad was just like, I have all the money.
Wow.
No shit, really.
Go ahead and do what you want. So he
Cool.
was like, I want to make miniatures with the complete stop motion animation.
Fuck yeah.
And he's, of
Dude,
course,
that
like,
shit is
well, I
amazing.
own Nike,
Yeah.
so here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. So, yeah. Parents, embrace your children's artistic abilities. Like, literally, the future of the world is the foundation, is
Yeah.
art.
Yeah,
like,
smack
seriously.
that iPad out of their hands
Yeah.
too while you're at it. Okay.
Smack that down on
Or
the
have 'em
floor.
take it apart.
Smack that
Have 'em
iPad
fucking
some
take it
more.
apart.
Smack that.
So they, I was
Yeah.
just saying, have them take it apart. So
Put it
then,
back
like, put
together.
it back together.
Yeah.
Like,
See how it
And
works.
then see
Like,
how well they
mechanical
put it back
engineering
together
as an
and
art
see
form,
that they're
you know?
actually really
Everything
good
is
at putting
art.
it back together.
Yeah,
so
I
then
agree.
you start buying all the parts for iPads and having them put them together so that you can sell the off-brand iPads online.
I need some fucking water. Anyways.
Cool.
Okay, so they let's talk about some funny things with the Shadow before
Sure.
we, like,
Yeah.
because I'm ready to pick our favorites. I don't have
Cool.
too much to say because these movies weren't bad in any way, shape,
Yeah.
or form.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's nothing like what we've watched in the past. It's no Dark Mist. It's no
Yeah.
fucking I can't think.
Dark
of
Mist
Flesh
didn't
plus
even
Blood.
make it all the way through.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
a mulligan.
That was a
movie.
mulligan.
Yeah.
We almost had a mulligan.
It was
with
a
Shadow.
wasted mulligan, I
Yeah.
think.
We almost had a mulligan with the Shadow.
Yeah, because what did we get caught watching after that?
Full disclosure, the Shadow, the VHS copy that I have the tracking was off for it, so it was like fucked from the
Yeah,
from
it was
the get-go.
flickering the whole time, yeah.
Luckily, I was able to stream it and find it for us, so
Yeah.
we were able to. Maybe we got to watch it in a more. Imagine watching it in VHS. Probably would have been more tiresome.
Quality.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the quality was pretty good on that stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was trying to think. The
Oh, I was saying the funny. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
oh no
The
no
fucking,
worries. The
whenever
fucking
When he kills that one guy.
I
Next
love
time
that.
you'll be on top.
Yeah, he jumps. He throws this Mongolian off a roof, and then he falls down on top of him
Yeah.
to crush him
On a gargoyle.
on a gargoyle, and he says, "Next time you'll be on top." And I was confused, but I really loved that.
Yeah, it's not your typical one-liner.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I still don't quite get it, but he said a one-liner.
Yeah, he did say a one-liner.
We've been having no one-liners in our shit show viewing.
Yeah. We've been coming up with
Can you think of
one-liners.
one that we've seen?
Dead motherfuckers float.
That was yours, though.
I know. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's really good. But
I wish he would have. I don't know. I wish
he
there
should have
would've
said something
better.
What the fuck were they thinking?
Yeah. Next time you can be on top.
I want
Okay.
to talk about,
What the fuck is this Mad Men reference? We get it. It's the 40s. Men are just like doing whatever they want with women. We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what I was thinking. I don't know.
Maybe he likes Mongolians.
I don't know.
It's just a thought. I don't know.
I wish there was like a gargoyle reference. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like a one-liner.
Like,
I can't think of anything. Well, there was that one-liner.
You
What was
fell
the-
off your perch.
What was the? Oh my god, I fucking lost it. Whenever he's having the nightmare, we see some of the best special effects of the movie.
Yeah.
Best special effects of the movie is what is his name? Lamp.
What?
Lamp Constantine.
Lamp Bukowski.
What is Alec Baldwin's character name?
Chance Bordeaux.
I'm a French Cajun.
It's the Lamont.
Lamont.
I remember that because
Yeah,
that's the
Lamp.
character's
Lamont
name in
something.
Sanford and Son. So,
Okay, so we've got
It's
Lamont.
something like Lamont Carlton or some shit.
Fuck. God, I'm trying to stay on topic. Lamont. He's like I had a nightmare or whatnot, but his nightmare is he tells
First he does by asking her if she'd had a dream. And she's like, yeah,
yeah,
it was
right.
the
I'm gonna
most
tell.
ama-
Hold on,
okay,
hold on,
sorry.
hold on. Okay, so he has this horrible nightmare, which is the best special effects of the movie, where he looks in the mirror and he touches his face, and his fingers impale the pores of his skin, and they're all up underneath his. Like he's pulling his face apart. It is horrific. It is the most dark imagery of the entire movie, and I was fucking hard. not my penis.
but yeah, he's ripping his face off.
I was just like,
Your
we were
mind
blown
penis.
away. Like the special effects for it were so fucking awesome. And then he like pulls his face off, and he is Jennifer Kahn, and Jennifer Lopez Kahn, and he screams, and then he wakes up, and then jump cut to the next morning, and she's laying all like angelic on the bed, taking up all the room. And,
hog.
Yeah, hog. And not even using covers. Kicked him down to the fucking edge. Okay, anyways. So she's laying there angelically, and he comes over and he's like, "What did you dream?" And she's like, "Oh, I had the most wonderful dream, you know." And goes on, says some bullshit. And she's like, "What about you?" I'm gonna fucking laugh. I laugh so hard. He says to her, "Well, I had a dream I was tearing my face off my..." Hold on. That's not even it. Hold on. "Well, I had a dream I was tearing the skin off my face."
He delivers it straight.
He
like,
delivers it straight.
It's the
Jesus
stupidest shit
fucking
ever.
Christ.
Like Alec was hamming
It's like
it
a
up there,
line
man,
from
dude.
30 Rock. Like,
Yeah.
it is so fucking funny. And he says it straight. Buster Keaton would have busted out laughing.
Oh yeah, dude, that was really funny.
God, he was like, "Well, I had a dream I was tearing the skin off my face. And then I was Jenny Kahn."
yeah, it was great, man. That was funny.
Fucking hilarious. There's a magical blade. It flies around. That's mostly the fight scene at the end.
There's also like a face on it. Like
There's a face that talks.
I didn't like
It
the
moves.
face.
It
Should've
moves
just
like
been
the
a knife.
Medusa head from Jason and the Argonauts. It
Yeah.
moves like that. Or is that Clash of the Titans? What is Medusa in? It's in one of those. You know the one.
Argonauts.
Argonauts? Okay,
Think
yeah.
so,
the
yeah.
Medusa head and stuff. The way the snakes are
Dude,
moving on
cool
the top.
shit.
I know it's
Yeah.
so fucking Ray Harryhausen.
He's
Okay,
the man.
so John, we need to show Josh that movie with Ray Harryhausen that we
um,
talked about last night that we found downstairs. It's got an interview and all this stuff. It's fucking great.
What is
Anyways,
it?
I'll find it downstairs. I can't
Okay.
remember what movie. Okay, so I don't have much more to say about this. It's very
I got a little bit.
Okay, it's very much like Phantom with Billy Zane, which I hope to watch soon with you guys. That movie was just a delight. Like
Definitely,
these were
yeah.
definitely like hand in hand. This is your Daredevil and Elektra of 90s. Like this, like I cannot believe I never heard of this movie, The Shadow. Like even it for its
They worked
infamy,
hard to bury it.
even for its infamy.
Yeah.
they
No, I was
probably
reading
did.
about it just randomly, like a couple months ago, I think, and I was just like, I was reading that it was like a horrific bomb.
Wow,
That's all I knew about
I'm
it.
gonna dig
but-
into it. Okay,
yeah.
John, you were gonna say something.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, the Chinatown scene.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
initially he dips into the shadows because he's being followed by this inconspicuous character in full Mongolian battle armor.
That is very
in New
true.
York City.
On the streets of New York.
The only guy dressed like that.
So he follows him into Chinatown, and one of their bases is in a Chinese restaurant because Mongolian and Chinese are the same thing.
Yeah.
I guess.
Duh. Don't you know?
Maybe it's
anything?
Mongolian
Haven't
town.
you seen Mulan?
Come on.
Yeah,
Only about 1 million fucking times.
Yeah, I've seen that Diamondback so many times.
So many
Okay.
times. Eddie Murphy playing that dragon just warms my heart every single
Oh yeah.
time.
I'm trying to think.
Him and that little cricket. Oh.
I'm trying to think of one last thing to say about The Shadow because like we kind of skipped around. Like neither one of these movies was bad in a way that like so much stood out that it's like
We do need to
endlessly topical.
We do
you
need
know?
to shout out our sponsor, Camel Cigarettes. I'd climb a mountain for a camel.
You mean llama?
Llama, yeah.
Yeah, that was a.
Wait, Camel's a real company.
Yeah.
Sorry. Please don't
Yeah.
drop us, Camel.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah. Sorry,
also,
Camel.
Also, please don't drop us, Mothers Against Smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mothers-
he's referencing
Mass Effect.
the llama cigarettes.
But yeah,
in the
Llama
movie.
Cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was stunning visuals for the city, and there was this one Art Deco moment where it has a billboard of somebody smoking and the hand is moving to the mouth and then rings of smoke are coming out of the mouth. It's so sharp. It's so
Yeah.
awesome. Like in no way, shape, or form was I like, well, I need a cigarette for this. You know, like it doesn't have that. It doesn't have the main purpose of it in the 40s was advertisement to sell you cigarettes. Here it's a reminder of like, here was the 40s, here's what it looked like. Look how stunning these old art pieces are.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're so cool to look at. And Ian McKellen goes out there for a cigarette and it's so cool. The patio, like just
Yeah,
him
man. I
standing
like
next
it,
to
yeah.
it was so like I don't know. It was really, really stunning
Yeah,
to look at.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. It's like the setting
It's
mixed
just
with the tone.
composed so
yeah.
well, yeah. Like, but nonetheless,
Yeah, I know what you
that
mean.
was great. But yeah, shout out to our sponsor, Llama Cigarettes. I'd climb a mountain for a llama.
Yep, me too.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think we all would
No,
climb
go ahead,
a
Josh.
mountain
Go
for
ahead.
a llama.
If The Shadow was released today, do you think it would bomb still?
Yeah.
Let's say they had a training sequence. This is pretend that
Okay,
it wasn't
Mort,
there.
let's have a training sequence.
And
Okay.
it came out today.
Let's have Alec Baldwin not being
Well,
in
here's
the
the
opium
problem.
den.
If you're not going to do a training sequence, do it like I said during the movie. I was like, make it like Batman, where it's like Tim Burton's Batman, where he's already Batman. We don't
That's
see
what
him
I'm-
training.
yeah, that's what I mean.
It's like, don't even have a training sequence. Don't
just starts-
He's the Shadow.
It's him,
Every day.
The Shadow, and he's beating
Yeah.
up those gangsters.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
think? How do you think it would do?
You need to add in more action.
Yeah, a lot more action.
Well, as is, what do you think it would get?
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair question.
No beginning. Just
I
starts
don't
on the
think
street.
it would bomb nearly as bad, but I also don't think it would do too great because it's such a minor superhero character.
Open
Nobody
it in
fucking
January.
That's
knows
true.
Shadow.
No one knows who the
Open
fuck
in
the Shadow
January.
is.
Open in
Yeah.
January.
It's the same
Yeah.
reason. It's the
It'll
same.
take the weekend.
Yeah,
It would take
yeah.
the weekend. It would have a great, strong opening in January. Folks that don't know, January is the worst month, right?
Yeah,
For movie
it
release,
is,
that's
yeah.
when they just dump everything at the beginning of the year, get it all the fuck out the way.
Because everybody
They can make
this-
some
the last,
bullshit
the
money
last
and use it
major
for real productions.
milestone that everybody's wanted to hit, like the kind of Christmas area,
Mhm.
is already like at that point, all the stuff is out.
Yeah.
It's just shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
it's an off season.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not as many people go to
So
the movies.
you released this movie, but like, here's the thing. I made a joke about The Spirit, and you thought that they actually remade The Shadow.
I thought it was the
with
same
Sam
thing,
Jackson
yeah.
and stuff. It's like, no, that was based on another comic book. The Spirit,
Like the same fucking.
it's like
character.
the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty much the same thing. He doesn't
Well, it's an
have
easy
powers,
character to
though.
write because it's an invisible person.
Yeah.
You don't have to draw.
Is the spirit invisible too?
I don't.
So James just farted.
Nah.
And, I don't think it
Yes.
came up on the mic.
No,
But,
it did.
but I'm furious.
I'm Furious.
And
I'm Mad Max Furious Road.
Hi, Furious. I'm John.
hey,
Okay.
John, I'm furious.
So does anybody have? I'm done on the Shadow. I'd like to hear
Word.
y'all's picks, honestly, because this is I would honestly say this is a great toss-up for the night.
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
Um,
Yeah. So,
Who wants to go first?
John, do you want to or?
This is a tough one, honestly, because it was kind of a push for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Shadow because we generally like laughed a lot more at it.
Right.
Like Legend was good, but the Shadow was hilarious.
Yeah.
With a lot of it too.
Would you
Nice.
watch?
Yeah.
Even though
Even
liking
though it wasn't
the Shadow,
intentional hilarity.
would you watch
but it
Legend
was-
again if
Oh,
I
yeah.
got it
Oh,
remastered?
Yeah, I'd watch it again if you got it remastered.
Yeah, see, so that they're saying
Word.
something. I feel like it's entertainment versus a misguided direction attempt at art, which is the Legend, where it's beautiful, but it's like it's off just a little bit. Like the pacing's
Yeah.
weird. It's like you've got good elements, but it's not really working out. So I feel like I
feel
feel like
you,
it's
yeah.
entertainment tonight. Anything
I
else
feel
that
that.
did you want to say? Kisses,
Yeah.
Josh.
The Shadow.
The
Yeah,
Shadow?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I'll ever watch Legend ever again.
Really?
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like I said, they busted their asses on
Not
it.
yeah. So see,
But
that's where
it's
I'm
just
like, it's gorgeous art.
It looks great.
Just
I
just
know.
Aside,
It's,
like they just got the, I don't know.
it's like what's a good analogy? Like it's like shitty Lord of the Rings to me. Like,
Yeah.
that's literally how I see it.
Yeah,
and
no, yeah.
I feel bad for seeing it that way.
Well, Watered
'Cause I-
Down is saying it the same way without being like,
Right.
It's terrible.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't terrible, but it wasn't nowhere near Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like there's different sci-fi movies, right? You can go see sci-fi and even ones with similar storylines and you're like, I love all of these movies even though they're similar. But Legend as a fantasy film and Lord of the Rings as a fantasy film, it's just like these aren't equal to me anyway. But yeah, so I wasn't able to compare them and separate them. They seem like the same thing to me.
Right.
And one was better than the other. So yeah, I didn't like Legend. Shadow was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
We had more
but-
fun watching it. Not that we didn't enjoy Legend, because there were many moments we were all just in awe. At what we were
there's-
watching.
There's
It
some
was,
cool
like,
shit in it. Yeah.
very, very well done stuff. I'm gonna also have to say The Shadow.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I again, I'm the only one that had seen Legend upon tonight's viewing.
But
so
I had seen
a
I Am Legend, so I kind of knew what I was getting into.
Are you real? Are you real? He's yelling at the mannequin. Damn it, if you're real, you better tell me. Okay. So
That was a dramatic scene in that.
it was a dramatic scene.
Fail.
You think kids will watch I Am Legend in the future and go, I don't know why people, missed, you know what I mean? Like, we're looking at The Shadow and it's like, it's not a bad movie. You know what I mean? We've watched some fucking shit.
Small
guys.
tangent.
Go on.
You have this collector's edition of I Am Legend downstairs.
I know.
And
Does it have the
it's
original-
so
the other ending?
overblown.
It's so overblown.
It's like this box set for I Am Legend, and you
It's
open
great.
it, and it's got like artwork.
yeah,
from
it's
I
all
Am
the art
Legend.
department work.
It's got a little coin with a hologram on it.
No, it's not a hologram coin. It's a hologram negative.
Oh, a negative.
Yeah, it's like a negative of the film. It's dumb.
I really enjoyed the original ending from it, though.
Eat shit, John.
Not the one that was in theaters. I'm talking about the one that was supposed to be in.
Oh, the
film.
alternate. Okay, when
Yeah.
you said original, I thought theatrical.
I mean, like the original, like from the book ending.
I remember
Oh,
nothing about that movie.
I have no idea.
Right.
I know there's an alternate ending in I Am
Yeah,
Legend.
that's
Josh,
the-
you can rent it.
That's like the real. That's
Can
like
I have
the-
your collector's edition?
Yeah.
That's like supposed to be the real ending because it's the whole fucking point. It's why the entire goddamn thing is called I Am Legend. Oh my god, I'm so frustrated about how fucking annoying
Yeah,
of what
I
they
don't like
did
the
with
ending
what they
of
did
I
with
It's a
Am
the
terrible
ending.
movie.
But like,
Well, the alternate
well, the
ending,
alternate
he
ending,
survives.
yeah, in the alternate ending, he survives. They're knocking on the fucking the glass, and he like just opens it because he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna die anyways." And they just like let him walk out because
They don't attack
he's
him.
become this legendary being to their species, where it's like, holy fuck, this dude is.
I thought they were mindless zombies.
Nah, because
That's what you
That's-
think.
yeah.
And then at the end, you learn that they have emotions.
Yeah.
But only in the alternate ending do you learn that they have fucking emotions.
Wow, they
have
took that out?
intelligence.
Of the movie?
They have intelligence.
They take out the fact
they
that they
don't
have
have
emotions.
emotion is what the whole theme is. And then at the very end, the leader of the pack, the zombie vampires,
Yeah, he comes in,
picks takes up his mate, and then walks out with his entire clan.
and they
Oh, they've
like,
just
let-
been
and they
wanting to
let-
get
Yeah,
that.
That's
exactly.
all
and
they
they
wanted.
let Will Smith walk out
Why didn't they do that?
because some studio head
some-
was like, "We need to wrap it up like this."
Yeah. Wow.
He's a legend. He's got to die. Ah!
So it goes
That's
from
so
being like
stupid.
a pretty good movie overall. Like there's parts that are definitely
Yeah.
Yeah.
could be.
It's still Will Smith,
it
though.
would've-
Fuck
yeah.
him.
So The Shadow, that's I Am Legend. If you guys get a chance, watch the alternate ending. Don't watch the whole movie. Just watch it on YouTube. The alternate ending's way
Just
better.
watch the
Yeah.
last scene.
Okay, so The Shadow, yeah, that's my pick. I thought it was great. I thought it was a big budget flop, which is like Swamp Thing, which was just like, what did we watch the other day? And I was like, this is like Swamp Thing. It was a big budget fail.
Electra.
What was it?
Yes, it was like Electra.
I've never seen that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you missed that one. You can rent that one too. I Am Legend and Electra.
Highly
Yeah, you like the
And
Shadow.
Mona Lisa's smile.
What else about the Shadow?
Highly recommend Electra.
Okay,
Highly recommend Electra.
I absolutely.
I'm not watching Electra.
I think it's the noir
Join
execution
us.
made it was one of my favorite parts. Tim Curry is everything to me in Legend, but that can't hold up the whole movie. You know what I mean? Like it isn't that great of a film. The miniseries, the movie mini movie series, whatever. It with Tim Curry, like he holds up. The movie doesn't. That's the same for
real?
Legend.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
same for Legend. The art department and Tim Curry can't be the winner of the night. The Shadow, you've got art department, you've got camera work that is amazing. You've got awesome stunt work, like not stunt work, camera work with like with the noir look and then the close-ups of his eyes
And it's
him.
campy.
It's
So
very
it kind of
campy.
excuses the plot.
Yeah, but it's not contemporary campy. Like Shadow wasn't made in 1994. It was made in the 40s. You know what I mean? Like it's like they had the modern tone
It's
of
like a
94,
balance,
but
yeah.
set in the 40s. So
Right.
And for the most part,
So
their
much work
special
for it.
effects were on point.
and the special effects
Yeah,
were really good,
totally.
except for the talking knife.
Yeah, the
thing,
talking
that
knife
got
was a little goofy.
That got
There's
a little foily.
There's some shots where the knife looked good, but it has a face, so it would like growl. and
Remember
that looked
whenever
bad.
Khan was sitting on the floor and he had that large robe, that floral
Oh,
robe.
dude.
It was
that
like a
shot
God's
from the
That
top.
was so cool,
Holy Mountain,
dude. Yeah,
Right?
No, I was thinking
right?
about
Some
that.
little bit
yeah.
of imagery or
Like-
simile there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it kind of
That
reminded
was really
me of.
cool.
Yeah,
Like they
So,
didn't
like-
have to do that.
yeah, they did not have to
but it
do
looked
that.
great, man.
Yeah.
It looked beautiful. So yeah, the Shadow definitely was entertaining. We laughed way harder at it. I don't think we laughed at Legend until we started talking about Tom Cruise's teeth, and then I showed y'all just pictures upon pictures upon pictures of Tom Cruise's teeth.
and then
If you haven't looked it up,
Photoshops.
yeah, and then Photoshops. So yeah, that's so I guess that's best picture of the week. At first, when we were watching Legend and we hadn't seen Shadow, I was like, this might be a tie for me. But then we watched Shadow, and I was like, well, that was just fun. Like that was absolute entertainment. That's the
Yeah.
whole purpose of shit show is like, let's find something entertaining we laugh at,
We were laughing
poke holes in,
all through
but
the
then
Shadow.
appreciate the moments where there is actual craft and art. And it's like they definitely had that in this movie.
Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely.
Cool.
I don't have anything else much to say. I want to get a glass of water
What
with you
time
guys.
is it?
It's a little past 12.
Yeah, we're pretty good
Oh,
and on
wow, okay.
Yeah.
as far as like meeting a
So we're
solid
gonna
time.
bounce. Josh, much love, bud.
Most def.
John, much love to you, brother. You guys make this really fun. And
Uh,
shout out to
Talib
everybody.
Kweli.
Yeah.
And together we
Mos
are
Def.
Black Star.
Okay, guys, be sure and visit our channel on YouTube at Alien Art School. That's across all platforms. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Or don't.
Or
Fuck
don't.
you.
Yeah, fuck you. Go fuck ourselves. But nonetheless, it's been fun. You guys make this fun to do, and we love hearing your input and feedback. So keep it coming.
Yeah. Hey, smoke weed every day. If you want.
R.I.P. Nate Dogg.